How's it going, everyone? Hope everybody is well. Welcome, guys. How are we all? Can you guys hear my voice? See my screen? What's going on, guys? Hope everybody is well. Welcome, welcome. How are we all? How is everyone? Good evening. Perfect. Welcome, guys. So welcome for everybody that's joined in the live tonight. I'm really excited for this one. Of course, we have the biggest giveaway that we've ever done. So again, firstly, Happy New Year to everyone. First day of 2021. It's unreal. See so many people in the chat. Good evening. Some familiar faces as well. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Who's excited for 2021, by the way? Evening, evening. Nice, nice. We'll give it a couple of minutes to everybody gets in the room. I want to give people the opportunity to be in so you can hear everything. What a year it's been, though, for 2020. You know, full steam ahead now for this year. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, guys. It really is. I'm still fired up from last few webinars we've had at Falcon and things that we've had in the works. So it's going to be pretty crazy. Without a shadow of a doubt, crazy things are going to change this year. Like I just know that. I know that. Evening. Happy New Year. Welcome to the live. Yeah, so we're going to be going over a few things today. So we have something extra special as well. So of course we have the biggest giveaway. So thank you so much for everybody that attended and that you entered. There was so many great things. So really excited for that because this is going to be truly life-changing. And for those of you, whether you win or not, we also have something very, very special for you, which I'll release more details, especially if you're not a Falcon member right now and you've been thinking about getting involved, it's been one of your goals and it's been on the radar for you, then keep your eyes peeled for that. We have something that we'll put in the chat. And for those of you that are Falcon members, where you're already in the community, we have something really, really special for you, which you'll see that in Slack today as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Welcome, guys. For those just joining us, Happy New Year. First day of 2021. Let's get it. Right, guys. So who's excited for 2021? What big goals have you got in the works? Who have we got in the chat here? So we got Connor, Lewis, Liam, Rose, Matteo, Stanley, Clifford, Zanat, welcome. Olivia, welcome. Leno, how's it going? Good to see some familiar faces and new faces as well. It's awesome. From Botswana, welcome. Curious, actually, before we get into it, because I'm going to be doing a bit of chart work as well. Where are you all tuning in from? Funding is getting a C into. Yes, 100%, Connor. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of portfolio managers this year. That's for sure. Since we've announced that, probably the most common question that we've received through our IG. So we appreciate that. It is exclusive for Falcon members only, and I may dive into a little bit of those details a little bit later on. So for those that have goals to want to be funded, what's included, that type of stuff, I'll talk a little bit about that. South Africa, Dublin, of course, yes. Dubai, Somalia, welcome. Awesome. South Africa, Manchester. Good to see you all here, guys. I'm so fired up, really am, for 2021. Markets are looking good. Structurally, everything's looking good. It's been very much a building year. So for those of you that know, we've launched a lot of things and life-changing things as well, ready for 2021, where I really feel like this is going to take things to a whole new level. Naturally, we're always excited. Things are always leveling up, but this kind of takes this to... It's in another league. What's about to happen, that's for sure. So many lives are going to be changing for this year. Excited for it. 100%. So a lot of you guys will have goals to be funded and things like that. It's really, really important that we don't just become outcome driven. Of course, if you're in the community, then that's not the case. But for those of you that are just trading in general, remember, don't fixate so much on money. Focus on becoming that asset that we've been talking about on the channel for pretty much the whole of 2020. So if you've taken away that message, then it's one of the most important things. But guys, before we pick some winners for the giveaways, we've got a lot of winners here, so I'm really, really excited to cover that. I want to go into a little bit of chart work, and then later on in this live, I will be going over a bit of goal setting hacks, a few little tips that I find really helpful. At the moment, building momentum in January is absolutely key, right? So top things that I'm focusing on for this year, which I think needs to be front of mind, especially when we're talking about pairs. Curious, is anybody looking at anything in the markets right now? Of course, we're going to be very close to the close. It's more so looking next week, but structurally, things are looking really, really decent. You've already set your goals? Wicked. Nice one. They should be in place already, and if you haven't, make sure that you get them done. Curious to hear your biggest takeaways as well, guys. What was your biggest takeaways for 2020? The winners will be announced in... we'll keep it spontaneous. We've got quite a few things, so I may announce it in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Aussie Yen on watch for a lot of you. Nice. Yeah, Aussie Yen is something we've been tracking for a while. I think this is going to be a solid trade. So for those of you that, of course, don't trade our way, one to look out for, which is really important, is this structure that we're looking at. So how you take that trade, you need a strategy and you need a system that you want to follow. It's not about just an area. So keep your eyes out for sells. We're looking for this wave here. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Falcon guys, you know what to do with this. So Aussie Yen is definitely a hot topic right now. Less is more, for sure. Keeping things simple. Patience, 100%. Loyalty is a rare commodity. It is indeed. Believe I can achieve anything. Love that. Quick Tip Season 4 made a lot of losses disappear. That's awesome, Lewis. Love that. That's really cool. Myself and the coaches will, of course, keep innovating and adding more things that we find helpful and we think is going to help you guys every step of the way, especially for next year as well. It's going to be more psychological than anything, if I'm completely honest. The psychology stuff, we actually have something that I've been working on, myself and the Falcon team have been working on for over a year. I mean, the amount of things that I've said that I've been working on for over a year, all of these things that have been laid out, it's the hardest working year of my entire life. And of course, we just launched funding, the Falcon Fund, which is going to be an absolute game changer. That was one of the biggest things. But just all in all, they're just going to keep building on each other and making sure people are ready to facilitate those funds. Quick Tip Season 4, nice. Trading is 80% mindset. Bang on, guys. You know, the majority is mindset, and we will see that more and more this year. Netflix, quick tips. 100%. Guys, so before we get into the giveaway, so Aussie Yen, main thing on the radar. A lot of you have been asking what are the main pairs to look out for. Keep an eye out on this move. This structure is really, really nice. We have pound dollar as well. So pound dollar, just going to the weekly chart here, expecting a very, very nice move that we're seeing. So we have two things really. For those of you that understand how to trade this, we will either see that breakout to the upside targeting this high, or we'll see the move all the way back down to the low. I'm more in favor of this move to the low, right? So GU looking for that sell-off. I think we could come back down and tag all the way to these lows again, right? So that's on the weekly chart. If you look at the daily, everything looks really, really clear. So once we get some commitment there, that will actually be a beast of a trade. You know, it encompasses everything that we've got here, and it just makes total sense. And of course, if we get that commitment on the DXY, which is trickling very, very close, this makes sense to this area. So use the DXY as a tool, right? Use it as a tool that's going to help. So you can see this low here. Looking for this as a reverse in this area. Keep your eyes peeled for the DXY. That would line up nicely. What do you guys think? But this would just line up so nicely for pound dollar for this move to the downside. That's going to be so nice. Yeah, exactly that. We could be going long term here. Nice, yeah. So main ones for myself for these impulsive moves. GU, we've got Aussie Yen. We also have a few other things like Aussie CAD as well. Aussie CAD on the daily and weekly. We're looking for this move, guys. So this is what we're targeting, this move here. So keep your eyes peeled for this move, moving lower, targeting this low. That will be the first real target there. And then we have even Euro Yen. Euro Yen looks beautiful. If you look at Euro Yen on the weekly, if there's one thing you can take away from this live, just real quick. Now, I appreciate you. Not all of you will know how to trade and how we trade it, but that's not the point. You still need a sense of direction, right? So if you just factor this in, let's just remove all of this. If you just look at this move here, target this low. Don't worry about the pattern and all that if you don't understand it. That's fine. That move alone, I love that. Look at that weekly candle as well. This is what we're talking about. This is going to be unreal. Welcome, guys, to those of you who just joined us, by the way. So we haven't picked the giveaway yet. I will be doing it very soon. Waiting for the drop on pound dollar. Nice. How's it going? Ibby. How's it going, Ibby? Getting those runs in. Day one of the challenge. Nice. Right, so guys, for those of you looking at Euro Yen, keep your eyes peeled for that move there. I think this is going to be a tidy trade to this low. This is such a nice trade. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. From a pattern perspective, candle shape, that looks super solid. I mean, you work that all the way down to the daily, even the daily close there, which we're getting very close to. Unless there's something erratic and price just moves all the way back up and that weekly candle doesn't look the same in the next few hours, then of course we use our common sense, right? But from what we're seeing, if we get any kind of close like this, super solid for the week ahead. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We have the DAX as well, which looking for areas up here. Looking for this particular trade. I've already got this sized up. Who trades indices, by the way? I know not all of you do. Some of you will just trade foreign exchange. Jack, RM patterns more on lower time frames. To be honest, no, more on higher time frames, right? You do get them in on the lower intradays as well, but where they really hold their weight, the significance is on the higher time frames, like the big M style patterns. This move, by the way, this is a beast of a move. This is easily a plus 20% position if you time this right, and that's not even being super aggressive as well to the low. So we need that push to move up into these areas, and then I'll be looking to short the DAX. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. In terms of like M style patterns, you know, we get them on the high time frames a lot. Especially if we go, we're looking for Kiwi Yen as well. So Kiwi Yen was where I actually first started to observe the M style patterns. You know, it was the one thing that prompted me a long time ago. So the last big one was this one here, as you can see. So what essentially happens, for those of you who don't know, and you'll learn something from this as well, right? So you get a high and you just see it as a double top, but it's not about the double top. If you look at it as basic as that, of course, you'll work that out in a few seconds. It's the psychology of what's happening previously. So you see, you get downward pressure, you get that move, you get a structure here that you can see. But instead of this continuing to the downside, so normally you would see this as a continuation, it comes back up to fill those orders, which creates this M style pattern. And then when it sells off, it sells aggressively and it supersedes the low, and it will easily supersede the whole length of the pattern. So for example, if you just measured from the top to the bottom and then you took it on the break, you would see that as a minimum. And then as you can see there, we got to that low, we pierced it and then started to move back through, which again is mass psychology. Like, there's so much psychology in just all of that move of what's happened there. It's crazy. So keep your eyes peeled. But if you do see for 2021 any kind of significant scoops like this, whether that be in the form of a double bottom for a buy or for a double top, really analyze this middle part, and that will give you a very good clue as to whether a big move is coming that you could take advantage of. So looking forward to seeing how those develop. Welcome guys as well, for anybody that has just joined us. Yeah, there's a lot of psychology in a lot of this, guys. So there's a few things to look out for. Dollar CAD, not so much. US 30. Potentially have a nice little sell-off on the US 30 here as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that, for those of you that trade indices. So as you can see that we broke this double top here, crept above, we've got a lovely pattern. So for those of you that trade patterns, this wave here will be really nice. But to be honest, I think I'm going to be going more so for the DAX. So that'll be the main one for me. And then we've got, right, let's take a look at a few other bits. Is there any pairs that you guys are looking at in particular that you want broken down, by the way? Let me know. And in just a second, I'll do the first round of the giveaway, which I'm excited to talk about. Who's excited for funding, by the way? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so inspired for this year, that's for sure. Yeah, on the daily and the weekly, yeah. Euro dollar, euro pound. Okay, nice. Well, before we move on any further, let's do the first round of the giveaway. So guys, like we said, you know, I really do appreciate everybody that entered to the giveaways. We've got quite a few prizes here, and you know, there's just so much that it goes into it. So I appreciate everybody attending, sharing it. You know, it's a great way for us to give back. So let's go for the first round. Bear with me. So the first round of the giveaway. So this is the 1 year pass. So if your name is on the screen, let me know if you can see it. This is your 1 year annual pass. Congratulations. You have won a 1 year membership. So we have Sandro Tulonga, if I'm pronouncing that right. And we have Raj Hassani. Congratulations. And we have Serhat. Congratulations, dude. So you have all won a 1 year pass to the Falcon FX membership. Well done, guys. Congratulations. We still have more prizes as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But big congrats. Of course, these are picked randomly. Remember, when you put your entries in, the more entries you've done, the more chances. So big congrats to those of you who have won a 1 year membership to Falcon. So congratulations to all the winners. So that is the first 1 year pass. So we will be contacting you and you'll have access to that. So a great way to start the year. But thanks so much for all the effort to go into that as well. Well done, everyone. So that is the 1 year pass. And of course we have, as you can see, a lot more prizes here. So let's go back to the charts just for a little bit, guys. So you mentioned euro dollar. So euro dollar, we are looking for this as well on the weekly chart. We of course we have these highs here. Whether we'll get to here, I don't think we'll have enough legs in it. I think that we'll get a sell-off earlier. So the move that we're looking for is that move there. We can get there. It's not like it's a crazy amount far enough away. However, it's got enough to complete the structure for this to play out. So it doesn't have to reach these highs. So keep your eyes peeled for that sell-off back down to that low. That'd be such a good trade. Congrats again, guys. Congratulations. It's just a great way for us to give back. You know, it's something that we like to do, and there's going to be a lot of things that we give throughout the year as well. And then, of course, I'll talk about the funding side of things. Also, big shout out to everybody that got my book, by the way. You know, I didn't get an opportunity to say my thanks on here. I really, really appreciate it. It was a crazy goal hit. So hopefully you've taken a lot of value from it and you're ready for 2021, setting your goals. So it's going to be a big year ahead, guys. That's for sure. So that is euro dollar. Keep your eyes peeled from that sell. As you can imagine, right, for those of you that are wondering, right, how do I get involved in the entries? Even if I told you, you still wouldn't understand how to do it. So remember, you need to take your time to learn a strategy. If you already have a strategy and you can get a sense of direction, perfect. If you're already in Falcon, then you know what you need to do. But these are going to be lovely trades. And I think the way that the market's structured right now, guys, it is setting us up for an incredible Q1. So this is working nicely indeed. So these are the main ones to keep your eyes peeled for. And let's see. Let's pick some more giveaways. Right, so again, 1 year pass. If you can see your name here, you have won a 1 year pass. So congratulations. And number 2. So this is private coaching call with myself. So we have 3 winners here. So firstly, we have Axel Enriquez, and we have Dan Anu, and we have Matteo. So congratulations, guys. So we have a private call which we'll be going into, and that can be from trading to mindset of digging deep into that. So I'm excited to jump on a call with you guys and dig into as many details as possible. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So we'll organize that at your convenience, and we'll be going over whatever you need to cover. So I'm excited to jump into those calls. And again, big congratulations. It's going to be awesome. Well done, guys. Also, for those of you asking about the link, we'll put that back into Falcon. So hopefully a lot of you have already expressed your interest as well. Congratulations, guys. I'm really looking forward to jumping on those calls. I won a 3 months pass for Kaizen and now 1 year pass for Falcon. That's awesome. That's incredible. Love that. Absolutely love that. That's awesome. Well, guys, let's continue with the giveaway a bit, and then I'll get to the other questions. This is really just nice and raw, by the way. There's no structure to this. I just wanted to jump on with you guys. So this is the 3 month pass. So 3 months past the Falcon. If you can see your name, we had 5 winners here. So we have Theo. Congratulations, dude. We have Mitchell Smith. And we have Ayub Eldush. I've probably just butchered your name, but congratulations. And we have Anderson. And we have Jordan. Now, for those that you can see Jordan on here, you will get an email. So there, of course, there's many Jordans, but whoever one that is Jordan, you only put your first name on your display name, but we have your email, so it will be the right Jordan. So keep your eyes peeled for your email, whichever Jordan that is. So congrats, guys. 3 month pass to Falcon. This is awesome. Love doing this, by the way. Nice little giveaway for you guys, a way to give back. And I really do feel like putting that energy out there. The more you give, the more you receive. And this is life-changing stuff. What you have access to, the resources, everything here in Falcon is completely life-changing. So big, big congrats. And we have the last giveaway, which is signed copies of my book. So as you know, we wanted to add that in. And again, these are at random. So if you can see your name on the screen, you've won a signed copy of my book. So we'll be sending that out to you. We'll be contacting you, get your shipping address. That will be signed and you'll have that. So really looking forward for you guys having that as well. This is, of course, the very, very first real published official edition as well, which is crazy. Can't even remember the number that we're at right now, in the high thousands that have been sold, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, Theo rigged it. He found a way to rig it. No, congrats, guys. It's this is awesome. So thank you so much for everybody that entered the giveaway and took the time and effort. We will be doing some more stuff throughout the year as well. But as you know, we love to give back. So big congratulations to all of you. Mark, give away your cap. This is a Falcon cap. I can't give this away. This is one of a kind. Congratulations, everyone. I appreciate you all. And like I said, we want to make sure, like, with what we've got in the works, you know, we've had a lot, right? A lot that we've been building. And one thing that I want to talk to you guys about is we want to make sure that 2021 is your year. There was a lot of curveballs that were thrown at 2020, and we want to make sure that you get it off to the best possible start. So we actually have something very special for you. If you're not a Falcon member and you've been thinking about getting involved and you want to get involved, you want to be funded, whatever it may be, we have the whole pathway. I would highly consider that you take advantage of this. Now, we've never done anything like this at this level, at this value before. So we'll post a link for you. You'll have 48 hours to take advantage of that. And it's a great way for us to celebrate the year. This is not something that you're going to see us doing on a regular basis. As you know, that's not really what we're about. But considering what's happened in 2020 and what we've got moving forward, this is going to be a time to take a lot of action. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And for the Falcon guys, keep your eyes peeled in Slack. We have something extra special for you. So if you're already involved in the Falcon community, then keep your eyes peeled for Slack. We're really looking forward to this. And for the questions, right? So a lot of you are asking about funding, asking about these things. We won't be giving funding externally. So for all the questions that were sent in, it is for Falcon members and Falcon members only. So this is not your typical third-party funder that you just sign up and then you just get funding. It doesn't work like that, guys. We have a proper system in place. We have the whole 9 yards, whatever you want to call it. We have the whole process for you to be able to be funded up to 7 figures. Now, you're not just going to get that from being involved for 10 days. That's just not how it works. So there will be a criteria. But the lives that are going to change for 2021, it just gives me goosebumps even thinking about it, because all the work that is put in, I know so many names that are either ready for funding right now or just literally on the verge. And it might be a few months and they finally break through and they'll be scaling up. So can't wait for that. My partner seemed keenly interested in the Falcon Fund. It's the first time she's ever sounded excited about trading. Love that. Yeah, love that still. That's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy, that's for sure. You know, lives will change crazy amount, and it's a different ball game when you're trading a different amount of figures. So for those that have been patient and they have stayed straight and narrow, and that you've stayed focused on what you need to do, because you've got to understand, guys, what is the goal for you as traders? What do you think is the goal for you as traders? If the goal was about trying to find the biggest return, then you know you'll always be able to find something that can bank more percentage. I'm speaking from experience that is never the goal. If you're surrounded by seriously successful traders, then think about it. Just think about utilizing your logic. The goal is to be able to trade in a way that's sustainable, right? There's nothing wrong with hitting big figures. That's incredible. It's about doing it that is sustainable, that you can do it, that is flexible with your lifestyle. So you have to always ask yourself the questions as to what are you willing to sacrifice to be able to get certain returns, for example. How do you actually want your trading to be? Like, visualize your trading in 2 years from now. Do you want to be glued to the screen, or do you want to be able to take 5 to 10 trades a month right? Sometimes more of the market's more active and still be able to hit those returns on a higher amount of capital. That's the questions you want to be asking yourself. So I can't wait to see who hits that and how many hit that in Falcon as well. So really, really looking forward to it. I'm actually just announcing a series that we're going to be doing, which is going to be the road to 7 figures, right? So the road to 7 figures is going to be an internal podcast for the Falcon community that I'm going to be running. So this gives more of an insight into, and we may release some stuff on YouTube and that type of stuff. But I'm really excited to see the transition, because you have to understand, from you going to where you are now to trading plus 1 million, you probably won't be the same person. You would have broken through mental barriers. Things would have changed. Things would have shifted. And how cool is it going to be able to monitor that as much as possible, from breaking through to your first 6 figures and then high 6 figures and then so on and so on. The lifestyle changes, quitting your job, going full time. We've got some incredible goals set. So I'm really keen for that, and I think it's going to be really motivating, really inspiring for people in the community as well to be watching that journey alongside, because the reality is you all are capable of being able to achieve that. And sometimes we think that we have to be a special person and we have to come from wealth and all this stuff to do it, but you don't. It can be the average person, and I've come from humble beginnings, as you can see, and I've just worked my arse off. It's that simple. So you all have the ability to do it, and I know so many of you will tap into that for next year, that's for sure. Oh, definitely. 2021 is going to pay huge dividends. Everybody that's put all the framework and the building work in 2020, they're going to benefit. So if anybody has any questions about what we've got in store for 2021, we're in a kind of an open Q&A now, whether it be chart work, mindset. Let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions, as it was such a big goal for us, right? So the road to 7 figures is going to be unreal. I really can't wait. Who thinks they're going to be funded in 2021? Especially for you Falcon guys. Have you set any goals in particular of any figures? Now, I wouldn't get so attached to any particular figures, because, they may be there or thereabouts. I don't think that's that important of a certain figure. However, there's nothing wrong with having a ballpark of what you want to aim for. Whether you get close to that or further than that, that doesn't really matter. I'd be curious to know. %, Connor. It was crazy to look back over the last 10 years, that was for sure, and realize actually what's happened. I think there's a difference where people think they come from humble beginnings, and and that can mean something different to everybody. But when I say that, I really mean it. I mean, like, we had at some point £10 for the whole week, and sometimes 2 weeks for food. So I really know what it feels like to be on the bottom of the bottom. Now, I can appreciate in other parts of the world, it's even 10 times worse than that. It's not a feel sorry for yourself story. It's just that you can come from humble beginnings and not have much and create the life of your dreams. But it won't happen overnight. It's daily action, and it could take you 4 years, could take you 5 years, but if you put the work in and you surround yourself with good people, then you'll make it happen. Enjoy the journey. Mark, thank you for helpful young traders. No, I appreciate it, Mohammed. Appreciate it. We have things called microfunding as well, which is going to be able to help a lot of people out. And one of the big things that I want to be doing in Falcon for next year is, of course, I'll be working very closely with people that are funded, especially when we get into the high 6 figures and 7 figures as well. Everything over 1 million US will be bespoke, right? So once we get over $1 million, it will then be fully bespoke, and that will scale up as well. So what I would always advise to people is this: forget about, don't think about trading over the $1 million just yet. Just focus on getting to the smaller amounts, scale up, break through to 6 figures, then low 6 figures, then high 6 figures, and then so on. But along the way, there's going to be some seriously big goals that have to be set. So I encourage you right now, as a hack, to build as much momentum in January as humanly possible. Use this month as the momentum builder, because if you build momentum for January, it will take care of the rest of the year, or at least the first quarter, which is really important. And start to visualize when you are trading that level, How are you going to withdraw? How are you going to invest? How much are you going to pay yourself? Because the way that we've set it up, guys, is it enables you to be able to compound your account, which is the most important thing. So it sets you up to win. The model is setting you up to win for the longer term. So you have to know. You can't just think about, right, I just want to be funded because that sounds good to be trading over, 400 or 500K. That, of course, that sounds good and that will feel good. However, you need to really have a detailed plan as to what are you going to be doing with that. How does that actually look for you? If you make 50,000 US in a month and then you're taking your profit and you're withdrawing that, what are you actually doing with that? And if the answer is I don't know, well, then you've just not spent enough time. That's not a good enough answer. You need to know. You need to dig deeper. And if your mind says, I'll just kind of cross that bridge when it comes to it, that's the very reason of why you're going to push it further away. When you get really present, and I've just found this from my own experience, anything I've ever achieved, even from having nothing, I've always visualized it in so much detail that it's already happened. And that pushed me a lot closer to the goal. So for those of you that do have the goals for funding, I applaud you to really push yourself and to get as deep in the visualization as possible as how are you actually going to structure it and what does that look like for you? Rather than, and I don't mean fixate on a figure amount because that's not my style. However, whether it be low six figures, high six figures, whatever it may be, you're in no rush. You're going to grow as you're going to grow at your own pace. And that's what I love about Falcon. So really be clear on what that looks like for you and get into the details of what your lifestyle is going to be like, which I'm so excited to see. When we can travel again properly, I'm really keen to do more of these kind of in-person documentaries where we can actually track and see people's lives change. The microfunding is going to be huge for that as well, especially for those of you that come from, low income countries where you don't have access to capital. It's going to be able to start you off smaller, that's very accessible for you, and then build your way up, and so many lives will change with that as well. So we wanted to make sure that it sets you up for the long term, sets you up to win for you to keep it, and whether it's a smaller amount and then you build up or not, even if you start off with 10, 20 or 2.5, it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you progress. That's the most important thing that you should be thinking about. Can't wait, guys. I could talk about this all day long, as you can imagine, but it's one of the biggest achievements that we have done, and no excuses. The whole pathway is just there. I've met many traders, I've met many people that had a lot of potential, but they threw in the towel and they gave up way too early because they was fixated on the outcome. They shifted from process to outcome mode, whether they care to admit it or not, and they got swayed, and it's just the reality of this industry. But for those that stayed patient and focused, you're going to be rewarded. And people will look back in a year from now and think, if only I just persisted a little bit longer and I didn't chase the shiny ball, how comes that person's now trading 500,000? How comes that person's now broken through to 7 figures and now I'm still scrambling around trying to find the biggest return? It is what it is, but I'm incredibly excited to work with the committed and the focused. That I always think just win with success, and there's going to be a lot of success for this year, which I can't wait for. This year has been the most challenging year. Be curious to know, what was your biggest challenge for 2020, apart from the obvious of things happened and of Corona, that type of stuff. But be curious to know, what was your biggest challenge that you felt this year? I came close to giving up so many times even before I joined. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad you didn't, Stuart. I'm so glad you didn't, because you have so much potential. Yeah, Dubai will be awesome. So that's going to be one of our hangouts that we have, which I can't wait for, guys. That's going to be unreal. One of the biggest things is, for me, it's not just about the funding as the funding. It's about what that does for you, what access that gives to you. Because at the end of the day, why do you do this? Why do you want to learn to trade? Because you want to make money. And why do you want to make money? And when the answer is, I don't know, well, it's just not clear enough. Well, picture this. Imagine being able to do what you want with whoever you want, wherever you want, right? So being able to do that, and if we want to go to New York, if we want to go to Dubai, whatever it may be, I'm looking forward to the worldwide meetups that happen, and that you can just come wherever you want with a click of a finger. If you want to jump on a flight, you can, and you don't have to ask a boss, you don't have to do anything. And that is when you have your freedom. So, you know, I've got to know a lot of you personally, and I just can't wait for you to level up and be able to see so many of you on a regular basis do that. It's going to be unreal. That's literally my vision from day one. And now that's becoming even closer of a reality. Buzzing for it, guys. Patience was huge for you. I finally learned that I had to learn to be patient. 100%. Especially if you want to play in the big leagues as well, and you really want to level up and you want to treat it like a business. Everything that we've been saying on this channel all along, and I hope you've taken a lot of value from the channel as well. Guys, I hope you've learned a lot from this channel over the year. We have a lot that we're going to have in store for 2021, that's for sure. And the Q1 for us is going to be super busy because it'll be the first round of people being funded already. And of course, we have our psychology. We've been working on a lot of things for psychology that we'll be launching. We have the 4-year anniversary of Falcon on the 12th of February, which is crazy to even think that it's been, 4 years, which is madness. And I genuinely feel like we're still scratching the surface. And of course, from what we've achieved this year, that's all come into fruition. I can see the level of inspiration and the motivation from you guys. It's so good to see. It really is. And it's going to be worth it. Can you imagine the conversations that we have at the end of this year? I can only imagine what happens this year. I can only imagine what's going to happen this year. So guys, the promo that we have, like we said before, if you want to change your life, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself. The amount I've invested in myself over the years is just crazy. I'll give you an example. When I first started learning how to trade, which was stocks, as you know, that was pretty much all the money I had in the bank. Any rational person would say, what are you doing? Why are you investing pretty much 5K in total of your savings that you have? You're not wealthy. You don't come from a wealthy family. Why are you investing all of that into a course that you don't even know is going to work for you yet? However, I just made the decision. I was 18 years old. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to do something. And in that moment in time, I believed that was the right fit for me. So I done it. But the one thing that I've always done from an early age is that put my money where my mouth is. Most people, they want to change their life, but they're not willing to invest anything in themselves. It just doesn't make sense. Think about any success story that you've ever heard. Do you really think that someone became successful by just learning on YouTube? Like, it just doesn't happen. So there comes a point where you have to decide, where are your priorities, right? Because on one hand, people can't invest in their education, but on the other hand, they spend double on that on, takeaways that are not good for them, or just things that they don't really need that won't benefit them. But then they complain that they want to be success and they want to change their life and they want to do this for their family, but yet their priorities are all over the place. So there comes a point where you have to take advantage of that. And this is why 2021, we know it's been a tough year. So we wanted to give that opportunity for the next 48 hours. For those that are serious, for those that want to take action, my time is going to be spent with serious people for next year. And I can't wait for that. So we wanted to give you that opportunity. And of course, if you're already in Falcon, we wanted to give back even more. And we just have so much to come. But the lifestyle design is what I'm more so looking forward to. I can't wait for that, because it's going to be new for some people, whether you go full time. Some of you might even want to keep your jobs anyway. I know some of you love what you do, and you may want to do that while you're trading and things like that, which is perfectly fine, But I also know that some of you really don't like what you do, and you would love to be able to be a person to be able to trade full time and not go to work or not be told when you can take a holiday. That was something that used to run deep with me, having to, figure out whether 2 people in the company are going to take holidays in that month, and then I've got to plan it around this and plan it around that. It just wasn't my idea of a long-term happy life. We have one opportunity to have a successful life, so why waste it on just playing it safe? That's never resonated with me, even from a young age. Falcon will have the most 6-figures traders in one community in 1 year. 100%, Ibby. I believe that, deep in my bones, I believe that 100% we will have the most six figures in one community. And we'll see. We'll let the success do the talking. So let's just focus on us, do what we need to do. Everything's in place. And as a commitment from me to the community, as you guys know, I'll be doing to the best of my ability to ensure that you have that, stay funded, have the capital, and just keep changing your lives. Treat trading like a business. You have it all laid out for you. So let's just keep it moving forward, guys. Mark, when did you know you wanted to get involved with other projects like animal shelter, etc.? Good question, Liam. So I've had that in my head for quite a number of years, but really and truly, did I believe that it would happen this fast? No, I didn't. At the time, it was something that I thought in the distance. It was almost like a nice to have. I mean, because if you think about it, who wouldn't, if you ask them the question, want to help animals or do good things for good people? Naturally, as humans, we feel good when we do good things, right? But it was when I started to branch out into different sources of income and I started getting really in tune with, I started to look at projects differently. There's been many opportunities that I've turned down that were purely money based. And I mean some serious opportunities as well, to the point at which easily generate $500,000 in a year as an extra income that I've turned down because it just doesn't resonate. Doesn't resonate with my energy, doesn't resonate with my values. And when I started to be picky and choosy with certain opportunities as extra incomes, I started to really look at myself and think, well, it's not all about wealth, because once you can do what you want and once you've achieved certain goals and you've done that, there comes a point where you want to expand in things that like really makes you happy. Like, what would make you feel incredible every day if you woke up? What would you be doing besides just trading, right? That's just one avenue. What would you like to do? And then I started thinking about things that, do you know what? It would be that. So creating an animal shelter, and funding that myself and doing all of that is a massive goal, and I can't wait for that. And it's not just going to be animal shelter. There's various things that I'm going to be giving back as well to countries that, are not in a good position, but not in a way of just donating money. Like, there's places where I want to go there. I want to set little mini businesses up for, low income countries, that they can create small little tiny businesses for themselves in their villages and stuff like that. There's so much that I want to expand into, but I think it was really when I started to grow more wealth and started to ask myself the questions as to what is really important to me, because it can't just be focusing on money alone. I personally, that's not where I get my happiness from. I'm a businessman at heart, but values have to be there as well. That's the most important thing. It's about the driver, not the car. 100%. I don't have the animal shelter yet, but it's in the works. It's happening. That's for sure. That's going to be one of the biggest goals as well, to see that. I can't wait to see that happen. Can't wait. And the side effect, the knock-on effect, whatever you want to call it, which is what I'm more pleased about, is think about the passions that you all have, right? So many of you in this chat right now will have certain passions that you would love to do. Trading is a vehicle to put you in a position to be able to do that, your wildest dreams that you will be able to achieve. So this is why I'm so passionate about trading, and I'm so passionate about what we do at Falcon, because it is the vehicle for you to be able to do what you want. Some of you may want to start your own organizations. How incredible is that going to be, knowing that, let's say, for example, next year, even later on in the year, you become funded and then you work your way up to six figures or high six figures. You then quit your job. You now have choices. You have the choice to be able to say, right, this is how I trade. This is what I do. It's sustainable. It suits my lifestyle. I'm not glued to the screen. And now I've got this excess income coming in. Oh, I would love to do this good thing for someone, or I'd love to start this business because I'm really passionate about that. When you're stuck, you can't do that. So this is why Forex gives you as a vehicle to be able to focus on that. So I'm more interested in not just the money that you can make and what can happen from what we've got in store, but more so what happens after. What are you going to be doing after that? I'm more interested in that. And that's going to be cool to see in our community as well. Yes, guys. It is going to be unreal. It really is. So I'm sure a lot of you are excited for the new year. Why don't you make the Falcon meetups global? We do have them global. So if it wasn't for the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, you know, we would have already been in South Africa for 2020. We would have been to Canada again. We would have gone to 3 parts of the US, likely hit Australia again, and a few other places in Europe. So as soon as we can, we're going to be ramping that up. That's for sure. Stanley for president. But guys, for those of you that have just joined us, by the way, welcome. So we have already done the giveaway, and you'll be keeping your eyes peeled for that. So this will be uploaded as well. So for those of you that have won, you'll be able to see it. It's very, very clear. And again, I congratulate you all, because you all put so much time and effort into that. And we really do appreciate it. It's a great way to give back and start the year. I can't believe it's literally January 1st, Friday, January 1st. You know, momentum needs to be built, guys. If I can leave you with one thing, is to make sure that you use January as a momentum builder. One of the best advice that I got from a mentor years ago was take care of Monday and it will take care of the rest of the week. So what I started to adapt is my Mondays were always full of just momentum, and I would be a lot busier. I would get lots of productive things done, and that would just set the tone for the week. It's the same thing for the year. If you just let January coast by and you wonder why, bearing in mind, right, what are the stats? By the 15th, 2 weeks from now, over 90% of people will be giving up on their New Year's resolutions. That fire in your belly that you set, all the motivation, the short-term, temporary motivation that you had, you know, a week leading up to the end of the year, and then suddenly on day one sometimes, or day two, all that motivation is gone. Why is that? It's because you wasn't the person. You haven't become that person yet. You don't have the habits. So it does you a disservice, New Year's resolutions, because if you think about it, you know, if you're already not the person, you wasn't doing it in the first place. So 15 days is already a stretch that you even attempted that. Because in order for you to stick to it, you have to develop good habits. You have to be doing these things. So don't wait, you know, and don't just be part of the statistics where a couple of weeks into the year, you're just back to your old default self, which hasn't got you to the success that you want to get to in the first place. So in order for you to get something, you have to literally become a different person, and you have to consciously, actively be working towards that in all areas of life, not just trading. You know, your fitness, your mindset, your reading, and things like this. You have to consciously take daily actions. Otherwise, you'll just be part of the statistics. And, you know, what good is that when you have one life to live? You know, don't be that person. Mark, what happened to the market structure? Because past 2 months, market structure was not working. Market structure has been working fine. You know, there's a big interpretation of what that means. You know, that can depend on what pairs did you trade. There's so many elements to that, but the market's been absolutely fine. Will the market be better for 2021? Who knows? We'll see. Structurally, it's painting a very good picture for a lot of moves. Now remember, the market doesn't just work every single month. It's incredible. However, it really looks like history is going to repeat itself and show us an incredible Q1. I would be very, very surprised if we don't get a very, very solid Q1. So my goal for 2021 for the Falcon guys is to have a minimum of 250 people funded. Minimum of 250 people. So that's my goal for the community. How many more that do that? We may even exceed that, but minimum of 250 people funded. Now, it doesn't mean that 250 people will all be trading 1 million. It just won't work like that. You know, you may be funded at 40k. You might have 80,000. You might have 140. But my goal is to get people in that motion so we have 250 students plus funded. So big goal for myself, and I'm going to be doing whatever I can to make that happen for as many of you as possible. Buzzing for it, guys. Time to seriously level up. You know, people got very confused what they think is a level up, but this is the level up. And guys, you know, make sure that this year as well that you just focus on a few things as well. You don't need to change. If, let's say, there's lots of habits that you want to change, you don't need to change 10 habits at once. It's not realistic. Focus on just a couple of things that you want to improve about yourself, and then move forward with it. Be patient, keep growing into the person, but most of all, just be as clear as possible on that vision for what you have. So like I said, we're going to be updating you along the way. Stay tuned for what's on Insure on the channel. Anything that we'll be updating you on in terms of our students, the pathway, the progression, it's going to be unreal to see that. It's going to be unreal to see that, guys. So we will do our best to update you on that. And as we said, 48 hours, you want to take action, you have to be a Falcon student. We have the whole pathway for you. You can literally change your life. For the Falcon students that are already committed and focused, we have something special for you as well. And of course, you know what's coming as well. And yeah, myself, the team, the Falcon coaches, we're going to be doing the best of our ability to level you all up. So I'm just thinking about now, you know, what does December look like at the end of 2021? How much growth and progression? How many lives have changed for committed, focused people? That is just going to be unreal. I've written it down. It's happening, that's for sure. So stay tuned for what we have in the works for Falcon for 2021, because we're going to take this to a whole new level. That's awesome to hear, guys. I appreciate you all attending the live as well. So again, last thing, congratulations to the winners. Happy New Year to you all. I wish you all in the trading space, however you're trading, to have the best and safest year possible, and just really level yourself up, push you to a whole new level. I'm excited, guys. Can't wait. So keep your eyes peeled. You're welcome. I'm looking forward to it, especially the calls as well. Matteo, can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. But again, last thing is just a big shout out to you all, for everybody that jumped onto the channel, everybody that tuned in on a regular basis every single Friday. It doesn't go unnoticed. I really appreciate it. So again, remember, the more time that you invest into the channel invests back into you. And we've got a lot of plans to grow for the channel and just give back as much as possible and help you out to the best of our ability from what we can, you know, whether that be mindset, some technical stuff, lots of different things in the works, processes. We've got a lot of things coming there as well. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Congratulations. Love that. Love that, Connor. Awesome, guys. Let's smash it. It's day one now, 2021. Let's keep that momentum. Let me know in the comments after this video as well, your number one takeaway, and what are you going to be doing in January? What are the biggest things that is going to help you stay committed in January? I would absolutely love to know how you're going to keep that momentum and be held accountable. That's one of the most important things. Guys, let's have a successful year ahead. Stay focused, but more importantly, make that commitment that you will keep to your word when you said what you was going to say in the mood that you said it in. What a tongue twister it is. Keep to your word, guys. It's one of the most important things. And don't let that temporary, motivation just put you off. You need to have something more permanent than that, which is your why, your vision. Have absolute clarity on what that looks like. And I'm very, very excited to see that growth throughout the year. There's going to be a lot of things change. And as we said, we will update you on the channel as much as possible. But I hope everybody's healthy, everybody's sane. And yeah, let's build this momentum for 2021, guys. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. Have a great evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you in the next episode. Congratulations to the winners again. Take care, everyone. See you guys.